students. Today we will discuss the subject Business Management for BCom Part 1, second semester. In earlier lectures, we have already started our Unit 3, and in that we have seen the various topics like delegation of authority, centralization and decentralization of authority, its merits and demerits. Correct? Now, the next topics as per your syllabus. Here it comes with coordination and controlling. See, coordination is one of the important function, rather it is a base to become a successful entrepreneur, to become a successful businessman. Every individual who is a owner of any enterprise, who is the owner of any business unit, coordination is must. Coordination along with controlling. Coordination, cooperation, controlling. See, why coordination is not treated as one of the important function of the management? Because as you know, there are the 5 basic functions, that is planning, organizing, directing, staffing and controlling. At each and every function, for each and every function, coordination is required. For example, in planning, there must be coordination among the people who are taking certain decisions, who are making different plans for the organization. At the same time, organizing, in case of organizing also coordination is required. Staffing, directing, controlling, talk about any of the function of the management, coordination is must. Rather, every function begins with coordination. So, it is a central point, means it is a central, what you can call it as a base of success of the management. If there is a proper and fine coordination among the management, among the workers, among the subordinates and superiors, then work will become easy to achieve its set targets. Okay, that will also possible with the help of coordination. So coordination is required at each and every stage, at each and every level of the management. So coordination, what is coordination? We will see the meaning of it. Coordination is the unification or integration, synchronization of the efforts of the group members so as to provide unity of action in pursuit of common goals. It is hidden force which binds all the other functions management. As I have said, at every level, in every function, it is required. So it is said that it is a hidden force which binds all other functions of the management. So one of the author means Mooney and Reilly, what they say, coordination is orderly arrangement of group efforts to provide unity of action. We have seen in delegation. What happens in delegation? Work is delegated, distributed and transferred considering the ability and capacity of each and every member of the organization. Okay, considering the ability of subordinates, considering the ability of the staff people, the top management, they are delegating the work, distributing the work. So to bring the unity of action, so it should not be like there are quarrels, fights among the people in the organization. To avoid that, coordination is required. So coordination is orderly arrangement of group efforts to provide unity of action in the pursuit of common goals. Now it is clear what is coordination. According to Charles Worth, coordination is the integration of several parts into an orderly whole to achieve the purpose of understanding. Okay, again, what is coordination? You can take a very simple example of 2 friends. Take your own example. Okay, you might have a group of 5 people, 5 friends. Okay, it means there is a proper coordination, proper communication, okay, proper what do you say, wavelength, your wavelength is matching, so that you can coordinate, you can cooperate with each other. So coordination is required at not only in the management but in your professional life, but at the same time your personal life also coordination is needed, it is required. So management seeks to achieve coordination through its basic functions of planning, organizing, directing, staffing, control. That is why coordination is not a separate function of the management, because achieving harmony between individual efforts towards the achievement of group goals is the key to the success of the management. Correct? Just now discussed. So coordination is the essence of management and implicit and inherent in all the functions of management. So anywhere, anyhow, coordination is must. Coordination. Everything begins with coordination. The work of the management starts. It begins with coordination. Now, along with coordination, cooperation is obvious. Now, how when you are in the you are working with your co-partners, with your fellow office mates, at that time in the management, we are talking about the management, we are talking about the organizational work. For example, you are working in the office, okay, and there is a group of 5 people, and in that working you need to support each other. There must be mutual understanding between the members of the organization who are working towards the main aim, towards the goal of achieving its targets. Okay, so cooperation and coordination. If there is a cooperation among the group members, among the employees, then coordination is obvious. So these are the two sides of one coin. We can call it as coordination, at the same time cooperation. So coordination is an orderly arrangement of efforts to provide unity of action in the fulfillment of common objectives, whereas cooperation denotes collective efforts of persons working in an enterprise voluntarily for the achievement of a particular purpose. It is the willingness of the individuals to help each other. What is cooperation? Here you need to understand, cooperation is the willingness, and although you do not wish or will to cooperate and coordinate with your team members, but when you are in your professional life, you should be very peculiar and particular, that because I have to carry on my work, I am here in the organization, in the management, because one of the reason that they are paying you. At the same time, there is a teamwork. What is management? It is a teamwork. It is not a single person who can handle all business activities. So if you do anything with positive attitude, if you do your work with willingness, if you do your work with proper coordination and cooperation with your team members, then it is very easy for you to carry on the business activities. Okay, you will not even realize how much you have spent the 8 hours or 9 hours of duration of your office with your fellow team members or with your friends in the organization. So it is the willingness of the individuals to help each other at the workplace. Correct? So coordination is an effort of integrate effectively energizes of different groups, whereas cooperation is a sort to achieve general objective of a business. Correct? So now we will see the basic difference. It is a very, what do you say, a thin line between cooperation and coordination. Still, you need to understand the difference. What is coordination? It is an orderly arrangement of group efforts in pursuit of common goals. To achieve the common goals, okay, the arrangement of group efforts is known as coordination. And cooperation, it means mutual help willingly. Cooperation, you have to cooperate with each other. Okay, when you are at home, with if there is any function at your relatives or at your what you say family members, any gathering of family members, you cooperate with each other. So it is a mutual help which is made willingly. Okay, there is no compulsion, there is no botheration, but you are helping willingly. That is cooperation. What is the scope? It is a broader than cooperation, which includes as well because it harmonizes the group efforts, right? Then it is termed as a part of coordination. What is cooperation? Cooperation is a part of coordination. If cooperation is there, if there is a proper cooperation communication among the team members, then ultimately coordination will achieve. Process. The function of coordination is performed by top management, and the function of cooperation is prepared by the persons at any level. Okay, it is a personal level, we can call it as it is a process which is made mutually, willingly among the team members in the organization. So it is called at any level. But whereas coordination, it starts or it is performed by top management. Requirements. Coordination is required by employees and departments at work irrespective of their work. Cooperation is emotional in nature because it depends on the willingness of the people working together. Okay, it is said here in particular this column or this particular graph that cooperation is emotional in nature, whereas it is said it depends on the willingness of the people working together. But it should not be willingness or something, but when you are in a professional place, when you are working in office, then you must cooperate. Relationship, it establishes formal and informal relationship. It establishes informal relationship only because it depends on the willingness, it depends on the mutual understanding among the employees. Support, it seeks wholehearted support from various people working at various levels. Cooperation without coordination is fruitless and therefore it may lead to unbalanced development. So cooperation is compulsory, cooperation is must. If you are helping your team members, okay, there are 10 or 50, 20 people, 15, 20 people in the group, then you must cooperate with each other so that work can be completed within a lesser time instead of making it or prolonging it for a more time. So cooperation without coordination is fruitless. So in coordination, cooperation is compulsory, or cooperation definitely helps to improve the process of coordination. Therefore, it may lead to unbalanced development. When it will happen? If there is no cooperation. So, now the important principles of coordination. What are the principles? There are 4 to 5 okay, principles of coordination. Direct contact. The principle of direct contact is concerned with the cross relationship between the head of the departments. See, these principles are introduced by one of the management expert, one of the business studies expert known as Mary Follett Parker. Okay, she has given these principles of coordination. She is one of the oldest lady who made her study about the management. You can go through and you can search on internet, or you can see the details about her, where you will get the complete idea about Mary Follett Parker. She has introduced these principles. What she says, this appears reasonable as individuals who are close to the problem must indispensably have a good chance of direct contact. Mary Follett says that coordination can be achieved by direct contact of the responsible person. Okay, three levels are bifurcated in the management. People are arranged or people are appointed as per the experience, as per the education, as per the qualifications of as per their own qualifications. So, direct contact and proper communication among the different persons appointed at different levels helps in removing the conflict and misunderstanding among them. Correct? So, direct contact is necessary. In this particular principle, what is said? Top management can deal with lower level and middle level management, and the work can be easily executed by the top management from lower and middle level management. So direct contact and proper communication among the different persons at different levels helps in removing the conflict and misunderstanding among them. So it also helps in bringing out arrangement of actions, methods and ultimate attainment of goals. Finally, what is required or what is the essence of the management? to achieve its goals, to achieve its set targets. So direct contact definitely helps in achieving the attainment of goal. Early stages. Coordination should be started in the early stages of planning and making policy. We know the 5 functions. It starts with planning, then organizing, directing, staffing, controlling. So at each and every level, at each and every function of the management, everything starts with coordination. So Mary Parker Follett described the principles of coordination in early stages by taking up policy making. Okay, policy making means what? Organization makes its different rules and regulations. They are making its policy. That policy may be related to accounts department policy, production department policy, HR division policy, different n numbers of policies are there. Okay, so if coordination starts at early stages, okay, in policy making, so what she says that if the heads of the departments themselves frame the policies without consulting others, then there might be disagreement and oppositions. On the other hand, if the heads of the departments meets, discuss, okay, they sit together, they meet each other and discuss every questions involved and frames the policy in consultation with all persons concerned, then the implementation of the policy may be easier, therefore achieving coordination. So here what it is said in particular early stages that coordination in case of planning, here the example is given, in case of planning, if the top management people they are making or they are preparing any kind of policy related to the organization, then the people who are in decision making, what is it, in decision making team, so they should sit together, they should discuss with each other, okay, and after discussion they should come to the conclusion and they should frame the policy. It should not happen that after when the policy come into execution or when the policy actually come in existence, so that there will be disagreement and opposition. So to avoid this disagreement and oppositions at the early stages, okay, before preparing the policy, the top management should take the advice or they should take the suggestions from the people who are working on the organization, who are related to the problems of the organization, so that they can give the best proper alternatives. Okay, so at early stages. Then reciprocal relationship. What is reciprocal? To respond, to reciprocate. Okay, when there is a team, when in the organization, let it be a big organization or small organization, anyone, there must be a mutual understanding, there must be a sense of cooperation among the people in the organization. Now, what this principle says, it is a reciprocal relationship of all the factors in a situation. That is, all the factors in a situation are reciprocally related and each work influences and is influenced by other works. Okay, like it is a chain of the work. Once the particular work is delegated by the manager to the subordinate, okay, then subordinate what he will do, he will again pass on to the lower level management, and finally the lower level management will again come back and give the reply or give the feedback to the middle level management to whom the work has been given to him. So likewise it is a chain, reciprocal, so that there should not be any, what you say, a gap in communication, there should not be delay in work. So reciprocal relationship, once the work is given, then it must be done within a certain time period, within a specific time span, so that again coordination and cooperation. So for instance, M works with N, who is in turn works with O and P. Again, as I have told you, the chain. Okay, top manager has given, delegated a work to the subordinate, okay, to a supervisor, for example. Again, supervisor have handed over that particular work to the worker. Now again, it is up to the worker. He will not directly go to the manager. He will report to the to the superior or a supervisor, and that supervisor again will go back and he will report to the manager. So it is like a chain. They should reciprocate. They must have understanding, mutual understanding, okay, sense of understanding within among each other, so that work will not get affected. There should not be a delay in work, and the what you say, the goals of the organizations can be achieved easily. Okay. Here we will discuss that instance. M works with N, who in turn works with O and P, and the relationship of all four will be reciprocal. If there is no coordination among them, the work of each person will be badly affected. So ultimately it is going to affect on the work. So to avoid that bad impact, what should be done? There should be a mutual relationship, a reciprocal relationship. Continuous process. What is coordination? It is a continuous process. What she said, coordination is a continuous process. It is never ending, which must go on at all the time in the organization. It is already stated that coordination is not a separate function, and employing of each managerial functions involves coordination. Coordination is required for every function. Okay, so management should make constant efforts to achieve coordination. It should not be left to a mere chance. Means क्या है? Coordination is such an important element for the organization that each level, that for each function at each level, coordinate, cooperate. Okay, for that the employees should be very much active. They should have the what do you say, understanding of the work. They should feel this company, I am also the part of the organization. I should also give my efforts towards them, so that the work should not get affected, and the uh, goals which are set by the management should be achieved maximum. So coordination function of the management has two forms, like internal coordination and external coordination. Internal coordination, that is planning and coordination. A well thought plan of action promotes coordination, and a haphazard plan retreats it. Means क्या है? Many times haphazard decisions are taken, so that if there is a proper coordination, it can be removed or it can be lessened down. So organizing and coordination. Organization aims to secure coordination among the various human and physical resources. Correct? Direction and coordination. Coordination is facilitated by good directing. In case of direction, what the function direction says? Manager, managing directors, their job itself is to show a proper path to its employees, because they have to get the things done by their employees, by their staff. So coordination, if there is a proper coordination and cooperation among the top level, middle level and lower level management, then coordination is facilitated by good directing. So for every function, coordination is necessary. Control and coordination. Again, controlling must see that there exists a coordination and harmony in working. Correct? Controlling again. Controlling, who is doing controlling? Top management, top level people, managers, managing directors, okay, CEO, CFO. These persons are appointed to control over the work. It is not like the control over the personnel, but control over the work. They have to achieve the set targets within minimum time. They have to plan accordingly. Accordingly, they are organizing their different resources, okay, using proper direction, showing a right path to its members, and that is how every work of the organization is controlled by the top level management. So in that controlling, coordination is must, coordination is necessary. So external coordination, this is all related to internal coordination. Now what is external coordination? External influences and forces where the coordination is most needed. Now see, here we have discussed internal coordination, and that internal coordination is among the people, like between managers and superior, managers and supervisors, or superiors and subordinates, employers and employees. This all is related within the organization, okay. But external means when a company, for example, it is a manufacturing company, okay, S&S company, okay, they are manufacturing goods. Now they are manufacturing tires, we will take for example. Now while manufacturing that tires, they have to talk with their suppliers, they have to connect with the different people because they are selling the tires. Now in that case, if they are making proper coordination with the external people, like with the external world, for them, who are external? Owner, employees and customers, because the goods which are produced, they are obviously going to sell in the market. So to the customers, to the suppliers, it is a chain. Okay, business, once the goods are produced, then these goods are sold with some channel, with the help of some media, the goods are sold. So the external coordination is equally important. Then government regulations. Okay, government authorities, there are certain what you say, people, certain persons with whom the company has to deal, certain officers are there. So while dealing with this government regulations, with this government people, with this government officers, coordination must be proper, so that the work should not be held up and it should work continuously. Changing technology, technology as it is changing, and it is every time, it is modern technology. Today you have mobile available in your hand with 4G. After year or after 2 years you will have 5G or 6G in your hand. So it means technology is continuously changing. So you have to be, you must coordinate and you must be capable of handling with this changing technology, so that your work should not hamper and your work should take in a smooth manner. Then other enterprises, suppliers are there, customers are there, then even uh, the persons who are selling the products, going to the market, meeting with different people, and in that case they have to coordinate with the external affairs, with the proprietors, with the partnership business people. In that case, coordination must be there. Business and political environment. Okay, see, whatever the 5 points which are mentioned here, that is, the company has to deal with such departments or with such people, whereas coordination is necessary, coordination is compulsory. If there is no proper coordination between customer, what will happen? The produced goods will be dumped, these goods will not be sold, and again, due to improper coordination, the company will face the loss, or company will put itself in loss. So to avoid that, and the coordination which is made with the government regulations, with the changing technologies, other enterprises, business and political environment. So what you have understood from this particular today's lecture is that coordination and cooperation. We have seen certain principles of coordination, then external and internal coordination. Okay, then we have gone through with the meaning and concept of coordination. So we will stop here and I will come back again in front of you in our next session. Thank you.